Today's guest is basically a professional matchmaker, but instead of setting up people, they set up buildings with businesses. They spend their day convincing someone that yes, paying thousands a month for four walls in a parking lot is actually a great deal. They know every empty office, warehouse, and shopping plaza in town, and somehow location sounds like a love story. Please welcome A.
So you wanna be, let's talk what it takes. No shortcuts here, just risks and mistakes. Real ones built it from grit, not luck. So you wanna be, level up, level up.
Commercial loan broker.
There you go, there you go. How are you, India?
I'm wonderful. How are you,
I'm doing
John?
great. A lot of people know me and India connected a long time ago. I am happy, so happy that you're here. I just spoke to her off the camera and she moved to Washington, D.C. How is that?
It's beautiful. Washington, D.C. is a great place. We have weather all four
Okay.
seasons. Unlike South Florida, there's only one season.
Hey,
There's
we
summer.
have
Yeah.
four seasons, in December we got 2 weeks, bring your boots out. So,
Right. Want to be winter, right?
right? It doesn't get us cold, which is good. So I do understand that you are a commercial broker. What made you get into that?
Yeah, so I became a commercial loan broker after attending a meeting with the National Association of Black Women in Construction. One of our fellow members is my mentor. And she was like, I am helping people with mortgages. I'm helping people with business loans. Like, I get people money. And I had dibbled and dabbled in it a little bit because as a consultant, some of the clients that we had needed funding. So
Okay.
I would refer them to, funding sources. She said, you can do this on your own. I'm sure you'd be great at it. And I was like, if you think I can do it, I'm sure I can do it. So she took the time to train me and help me to learn the business quite well. And with that, I just started running with it and learned how to be great. You know how they say, some hurdles and some bumps and, a little stone here, a little stone there. But I learned my way through the business. And now, we have a streamlined framework.
Okay. So if you guys aren't aware, I am a mortgage lender in the state of Florida, which kind of ties me down to just one state. You actually can do the whole U.S. and you said other countries as well.
That's right. I'm a commercial loan broker, so we only help businesses or individuals who are looking for investment properties,
Okay.
not their primary residences. We often help real estate investors, whether they're doing a 1 to 4 unit, multifamily, or even a brand new development from ground up construction. And as we were sharing a little bit before, the interview, a lot of Americans are finding other ways to diversify their portfolio internationally. And we
Yeah.
found ways to help those individuals as well, or those investors as well. And many times you see what we call group funding or crowdfunding, and investors coming together to pull the resources and their backgrounds for a stronger qualification.
Okay. So if somebody want to buy a home, would it have to be like a distressed home or any home in general?
As long as it's not your primary residence.
Okay. I like that.
Yes.
What's one big misconception people have about business funding? Now, what do you think that would be?
One, that anybody can get business funding, and two,
Right.
that no doc loans still exists. So yeah, we see a lot of things on social media that, kind of, what do you call it? They bait and switch. To
Yeah,
bait and switch
always.
people, right? And say no doc loans, you can get $10,000 for your business. You can get up to $50,000 for your business. All you need is your
$5 million
LLC.
dollars.
Right. And that's not true. You need one of the three C's. So that's either your credit, your cash flow, or some form of collateral. And the banks are always looking for the three R's. What are you asking for the money for? Is it for real estate? Is it for revenue, something to generate more revenue? Or is it for, real property? So equipment or something
Okay.
that is more tangible.
Okay. So you tell me right now, if I wanted a home and just get $200,000 from you, I need one of those. I can't just get a loan with no money down and no credit.
That's right, because funding is about risk. And so Yeah,
Right.
my background, I have background in construction and finance as a licensed life insurance agent, and then as a salesperson for construction. I started working when I was 17 years old. So,
Man.
so you know,
Right.
we've been talking money since I was a baby, and
Yeah.
um, basically, it's about the risk. So, if a bank can find out that you'll do a great job with their money and minimize the risk of them not getting paid back, then they're most likely to give you some money, know that you'll pay them back,
Okay.
and then they want you to
Right.
come back again so that you can
Exactly.
ask for more money and they know that you'll pay them back because they're in the business of making
Exactly.
money on the interest for the funds that they loan.
Yep. And what is your pre-approval like? Is it like the regular traditional side with me? Like on our side, we had the same, credit score, how much money you make every year, 3 months bank statement. How was it for you guys?
We have a strong pre-approval, pre-qualification
Okay.
process.
I'm sure.
So we pre-qualify quite well with our leads. We start with qualified leads. Our qualified leads, we look for business owners and or real estate investors
Okay.
only. We also look for individuals who reside in certain zip codes, the zip codes that have a higher net worth or affluence. And
Okay.
we look at people's LinkedIn profiles. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, most likely
Really?
you're not our ideal client because, yeah.
Okay. Let me go update mine real quick.
Yeah, most likely you're not an ideal client because character is also a risk factor. So you can
True.
say you have good credit, you're making cash flow, that's wonderful. But can other people also vouch for you? Like how many other people are saying that you are a good person? And we use
True.
that as one of our pre-qualification standards, which most lenders probably don't. They don't care, if you got friends or not. But
No.
we want to know because if you have friends or you have people holding you accountable, most likely you're going to pay your loan back. So yeah, that's
Okay.
our
That makes sense.
pre-qualified lead process, and then we go into the actual loan approval process. It does vary per lender, but again, having a business and being a U.S. citizen also matters. If you're not a citizen or don't have any form of naturalization, there are ways that you can get funded in the U.S., but there's a strong level of collateral that needs to be established and or put up for a loan to justify a loan. And
Okay.
then we ask for some history, bank statements. We ask for 4 months of bank statements, or we ask what we call for a T12, either 12 months worth of bank statements, just to show consistency and
Okay.
longevity.
Okay. Would that be like a profit and loss statement to show the profit and loss? Like if you had a business yourself, would that go into
Yes,
play?
depending on the type of loan you're looking for. Like SBA loans do request a profit and loss statement. We like to see all 12 months of
Okay.
bank statements personally because I analyze them to see what you're doing with the money. What are your
Right.
patterns? What are going to be your patterns when you get more
True.
money? And then
Okay.
it also helps us to decipher which lender will most likely pair you with because some lenders are lower risk and others are higher risk. And then there are some that are in the middle. A couple of late payments on a previous loan is not a big deal. But if you're cash flowing quite well and they see you have potential or some contracts that just came in and you need to expand your business, then they're most likely willing to take a chance.
Okay. And if you get a file that comes to you, what makes someone instantly look like a good borrower
A
to
loan
you?
that's been paid back and forth. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you already had a loan, like as a business owner, if you've already had a loan and you paid it back in full, excellent. If you're a business owner, you never had a loan before, go get one. Even if you don't need it, go get one.
Okay.
Pay it, let it sit for 60 to 90 days, pay it back in full. That looks so good. Right. And then you don't have to start from the bottom whenever you do need the money. So there are 2 times to get money, when you
Right.
don't need it and when you do. And it's better to get the money when you
True.
don't need it, show positive payment history while you are not in a dire situation so that when you do need the money, you can get more than what you're asking for.
Okay, I like that. Okay. And what's the fastest you ever approved somebody for funding? What's
20
the normal
minutes,
turnaround?
you know. Yeah, if you can, yeah, we have these.
20 minutes.
It's 2026. You pick up the phone, you call a lender. Yeah, you call a lender and say, "Hey, I
What?
have a client. They're doing, 400,000 a month. They've been consistent. What can we do for them?" Okay, tic tac, tic tac. What's the EIN? Tic tac,
Whoa.
tic tac. All right, here's an offer letter, and you got an offer letter within minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What's the crazy reason someone asks you for a business funding? I know you have a lot of stories on this one. I know you do. Listen, all realtors, all lenders, we have the craziest stories. Trust me, we can do this all day.
People just want to. Some people just want to put on. So one person
Man,
wanted to put on as if,
man.
they've been doing something for a long time and, that they got numbers, right? So they were
Yep.
looking for these loans to make it look like they've been doing numbers. And I was like, okay, if that's what you want to do, I'll, help you put on,
And a lot of people don't know we have to check this stuff. There's like checks and balances for this stuff. It's like they just think they can just go make up these documents and just think they'll get approved. Like you legit, like you don't want to be on a hook for 300,000-400,000. Like you really don't.
That's all
Like
right.
who wants to do that? It's crazy. You know. Have you ever had to say no to
Yeah,
someone that
plenty
you
of
really, really
time.
want to help?
Plenty of time. There are good people out here
Yeah.
who are running amazing businesses. The people are pursuing their dreams, especially, post COVID. 2020
Okay.
was an upturn for business, entrepreneurship, enterprise
Uh,
altogether. And people are pursuing their dreams. Some people are bootstrapping, whether they have bad credit and they choose to bootstrap, or because they're still working a job. They were like 5 years close to a pension, so they didn't want to leave their job and leave those benefits that they had been working so hard for, but also they didn't prepare themselves to receive funding. So there are times that we do coach a business. That's where our business development services come in. And we'll coach a business to help them become capital ready,
okay.
and just keep working with them, do a weekly check-in to make sure that the homework is getting done, and they'll still be eligible for a loan within 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. So that's good. So if I'm not ready now, you guys will put me in a place to be ready later on and just walk me through the process.
That's right. We need to make sure that your business is actually a business and not a
Okay.
hobby. And we need to make sure that the storyline with the documentation, substantiates that.
Okay. Now, how important is personal credit when getting a business funding? Because I know we talked about this yesterday on the phone. A lot of people think they can just get a loan and don't worry about putting any collateral or anything down. How important is your personal credit when it comes to business?
Personal credit is it is important.
Okay.
Personal credit is extremely important, even when businesses have trade lines, or, they have net 30 accounts, or, trade accounts. That's great. It shows that you have business credit established,
Right.
but it doesn't speak to the character of the business owner. And lenders are still looking at the character of the business owner, because there have been instances in our nation where people took advantage of, lending practices. And
Very true.
so now there's a scrutiny. There's some scrutiny that we go through, or that, this industry continues to go through, because we have to meet regulations from FINRA and the SEC. Therefore, we have to look at the individual as well, whose name is signing on the dotted line. Even if there's no personal guarantee,
Right.
there's still a personal verification process.
Okay. So is it almost impossible for somebody to have bad credit to get approved? Or I know in the residential side, even if you have bad credit, I always tell people to focus on your income, saving. You can still get a loan because you just have a higher interest rate. I always push that income is most important. Is that the same way with business credit and the business funding?
Absolutely. So,
Okay.
the ideal number, I would say the magic number for personal credit, or the better rates and terms, would be a 700 credit score or better. If
Okay.
someone has anywhere from a 5, I would say 550 to a 700 credit score, you can get funded. When it comes to property, investment property, if you completed a couple of projects, at least 2 projects before, you will get a loan. Like there's still,
Okay.
you will get a loan, especially if you have
Even with bad credit.
experience. Bad credit, the
Because it
experience,
showed that you paid off the previous loan, they trust you more.
correct, or that you
Okay.
completed projects. They trust you more.
Ah,
They say, oh,
okay.
okay, you completed something, like you're actually going to do what you say you're going to do, or you have done what you say you're going to do. Like you hold title on multiple properties. Therefore, if anything ever happened, we know that we can come for those titles in the event that we need to. Or if you have bad credit, but your revenues are well, like you have $100,000 just sitting in the bank, you can have 1 year's worth of mortgage reserves that can be right, that can be
Yeah, sure.
held back at closing, and the bank feels more comfortable because they're taking a lesser risk on the funds that are being distributed or lent.
Okay.
And then when it comes to business in general, let's say, someone's just looking for an expansion loan, just something new is happening. I want to expand to a new product. If you have poor credit and you want to expand to a new product, but you can show that you've been consistent in sales for your existing products and or your clientele, or maybe you have some invoices that are outstanding, just showing that money's coming in and you can make enough money to pay back that loan, lenders are lending.
Okay. Are there any industries that are like easier to get lending for? I'm assuming the hardest would be like marijuana and cannabis and stuff like that, like those type of loans. Are there any like easy industries to get the loans for?
Easy peasy is real estate,
Okay.
restaurants, the food industry,
Restaurant. Okay.
and
Wash houses.
pardon me,
Wash houses like stores, Lawrence, laundromats.
cash flowing businesses are always easy peasy.
Okay.
Anything that's cash flowing, like we'll say income based real estate, income anything that's cash flowing. If people can come in and still pay cash, a lender's lending.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm actually thinking about maybe buying a laundromat or a storage unit place, so I might reach out to you.
If you can own the land, Jock, go for it. If you can own the land and
Land first?
yeah, you own the property outright. If you can find one where you own the
Okay.
property outright and own all those machines, absolutely. There's nothing but cash
Oh,
on
sure.
cash.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Any industries that make you guys nervous? Like, I don't want to touch that.
Okay, well, you said cannabis before. There have been some
Okay.
stigmas about cannabis, but lenders are opening up to it now.
Okay.
Yeah, as legislators are opening up to it, so are lenders. Industries that give us a little heebie-jeebies, the the nightlife industry.
Okay.
There are
Yeah.
people
True.
still opening up nightclubs, and they want $600,000-$700,000 to do retrofits to a warehouse before they even open their doors, and the lenders are oftentimes not too keen on lending those funds, but I've seen it done before.
Okay. And is that because of money laundering? Because I know because there's a lot of cash. Do you think it's because might be a lot of money laundering going on in there, or just illegal activity?
You
Probably.
can say that, but I guess in some cases, yes. But in our client's case, that wasn't his case. Like he has
Okay.
a track record. He has a track record as a promoter. He has a track record in the industry, and he had other ventures that prove that he's good with opening up nightclubs in big
Okay.
cities and turning a profit. Like the loan happened. It was just it was quite a process, I would say. It was something I had not gone through
I'm
before,
sure.
but it was a learning process for me. And now, like, if nightclub owners come and ask for a loan, I know what to ask for.
Okay. And the other day we also talked about nonprofits. How do you guys play into the
Well,
nonprofit
I
world?
personally have an affinity for the nonprofit world. Yeah,
Okay.
nonprofits are fun. They're different from businesses per se, because a for-profit business has stakeholders and officers, right? While a nonprofit business has board members. There's no one to hold accountable or liable for a nonprofit business. But
Okay.
the National Football League is nonprofit, right? So they're doing numbers, and that's the same way for
Yeah.
traditional nonprofit businesses. They're providing a service, they're selling a product, they're doing something that's keeping their doors open. They're paying their employees. They're doing the right thing. It's just a matter of why do they need the money. So nonprofits can get funding for real estate for sure. They can get funding for business expansion or payroll. They can get business credit cards. And of course, they have opportunities now to get SBA loans depending on the type of nonprofit. If it's like a school or preschool, SBA loans are an option. But I've seen a lot of different funding opportunities for nonprofits come up lately, and I've been learning some great things. So that's been my new project lately.
Okay. Do you like those over the regular business
Not
line?
necessarily. I'm not saying I don't like it
Okay.
over the regular business line because, like how you and I met, we were, I've always been in the industry of housing or affordable housing, workforce housing, innovative housing. And so I like business because the reason why anyone is in business is to provide a product or a service, is to help somebody. Nonprofits, they just have a different business model that says we won't take from the profits of this business, the percentage of profits from this business. Okay. Instead, we'll keep doing good while we're, operating our business.
India, what client will you never forget? What's your favorite client?
My favorite client, her name is Susie, and I hope she doesn't mind me dropping her name or telling her story here. But Susie is one of my favorite clients. She was one of our first who ever trusted us to process a real estate loan. Right? She gets the love. So she gets mad love from me because she is a businesswoman, and she had more business acumen and experience than I ever had as a real estate investor, a commercial real estate investor. She had a whole portfolio in the Northeast, but she made a decision to leave the continental U.S. and move to the U.S. Virgin Islands and start a hotel. And she wanted to leverage her portfolio for some cash flow. So I was like, can I do your loan? Please, please, please. I look much younger than I am. So people are like, who's this little baby asking? Yeah. She was like, you're a baby, but I will let you earn my business. And I was like, and I won't even charge you all the fees that other lenders charge because you're doing me a favor by letting me earn your business. And I was like, watch, we're going to do a great job. So let's just say that everything in her loan did not go picture perfect.
Oh, okay.
But it's a good thing because she taught us how to improve our systems, like our standard operating procedures, our document filing, our document requests, all documentation, because when it comes to lending, there's a letter of explanation for almost everything.
Yes.
Like either you got the document they asked for or a letter of explanation as to why you do not have that document. So, we went through the processes with the bank, and then she was even telling me ways or practices that the bank could have been better. She's like, I've gone through other banks, I've worked with other lenders, and I can see that, this lender is doing these practices that I feel can be better or are not, client oriented. So I was like, okay, that let me know, start looking for other lenders right away. Yep. And so we did, and that's how we diversified our lender book of business, our lender profiles. And even afterwards, she provided me with more constructive feedback to help me to be a better broker and to actually look more professional to my clients, because that process with those hiccups and just things that were not perfect helped me to know what to look for and what to be aware of, moving forward. And so to this day, we are still in communication.
Oh, that's awesome.
I ask her how she's doing, and how are things in the Virgin Islands? And she's like, and what's really going on in America right now? And, and then I'll ask her about, what's going on post closing, like how
Okay.
your relationship is with the lender, and
That's
are you
important.
getting the customer service you expect, or, that you want, and those things matter because when it's time to do repeat businesses, you want to treat people like Susie.
Right.
So, I try to treat every customer like Susie, whether they know as much as her or not. Not everybody's, an OG in the game, but I'm grateful for the OG, and the OG taught me, and I saved a lot of years worth of hits and misses because of that client.
That's one thing I know about you. Anyone I send you or anyone that I refer to you, they always give great positive feedback about you. So everything that you're telling me just falls right in line to just you as a person and just everything that you do. So that's awesome. That's great for you and Susie. I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And what would you say to someone that wants to get in your field? Like, what would you say? How would they prepare themselves mentally? What would they do? What advice would you give them?
Call me.
Oh, hey, that's it. Call, that's it. Drop the mic. That's it. Call her. That's it. I'm done.
Yep. TickUSA.com. TICCUSA.com. Drop me a line, drop me a line. This business is not for everybody.
Yeah.
It is commission only. There are some administrative costs that come into play, but the regulations are regulating right now. It's greater regulations in effect, and the industry. I would say the industry is client centered.
Yes.
Borrower centered. It is for the benefit of the borrower, not the benefit of the lender, because in every relationship, borrowing and lending is a relationship. And you got to think about who is the more dominant one in the relationship. Well, the lender is. They have more power. And the borrower is more susceptible to what we call abuse, right? There are lenders who abuse borrowers with predatory lending rates or, circumstances that are unrealistic for the common American right now,
Right.
Especially with the state of our economy and a volatile market that we're in right now. Brokers, same thing. Some brokers are absolutely outrageous. I've heard of brokers charging 12 points on a loan, charging 10 points on the loan. Like, if you're that hungry, go get a job at this point. Like, don't do it to the borrower.
Yeah.
If they're borrowing money, that means they need money in the first place. If you need money that bad, you don't take advantage of them. Like, literally go get a job at this point. But
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And so we're still fair. I say we're fair. We do have, client-centered, borrower-centered practices here. And our business, Tick USA, the acronym stands for This is Christ-Centered. So we start with Christ, we end with Christ. It's Christ-centered all the way around. Like, integrity is our model, and that's where we're going to keep going. I think that's what's been our advantage, even with all the competition. It's a competitive market. It's flooded with brokers. You can go do a database search. There's a broker on every corner, right? But what really sets you apart for us is the fact that we're transparent. We just tell it like it is. Like, hey, we know what you want, but this is what you're most likely going to get.
Yeah.
We know what you asked for.
We need the transparency. We need the communication, the honesty. That does go a long way, especially in this industry. Like you said, you can go online and find thousands of brokers, but it always has to be one or two that's always good and excellent customer service, honesty, transparency. There's a smooth transition. Open to feedback, even like, you and Susie. That's great, because as a company, you're going to grow and advance even better, because there's going to be more Susies out there. You got to be prepared for them,
Oh, there's been more Susies. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, yeah. And my mentor, the one I told you about earlier, she don't play. She's like, what did you do? How's it going? We're doing this. So yeah, she'll hold on. Let's do this, and she'll fix a couple things. She'll do it this way, not that way, or she'll tell me some experiences that she's had. So
Okay.
We're always getting better. But if anyone wants to get into this business, call me.
Okay.
I'll tell you the truth.
That's good. We need that. And let everybody know your handles, how they can reach out to you. Everything that she says right now is going to be dropped in the description box below. Tell everybody how they can reach out to you, India.
Sure. So you can find me on all social media at I am India Chanel. And for our website, you can find us at TICCUSA.com. That's TICUSA.com. Drop us a line. Let us know how we can help you. Find out all the different services and everything that we offer there. And we'll be more than happy to set up an appointment or help you in any way that we possibly can.
Okay, perfect. There you go.
So you wanna be, let's talk what it takes. No shortcuts here, just risks and mistakes. Real ones built it from grit, not luck. So you wanna be, level up, level up.